Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the New York Football Giants and going over whether or not I think they should trade for all-pro cornerback Stephon Gilmore. But before getting to that topic, just a quick question for those of you viewing, especially the Giants fans out there. What do you think the Giants' record will be in the upcoming 2021 season? And of course, keep in consideration that there's going to be 17 games. We're getting straight into it. Should the Giants consider it? I mean, to me, when there's an all-pro corner on the market, I feel like any team should consider it. So yes would be my easy answer, but there's a lot more to play into it. A, what would he cost? B, what is he still worth in the sense of, a guy that's 30 going on 31, coming off of somewhat of an injured season. He wasn't, ruined, but he still played 9-10 games. It's still sort of a concern because he definitely didn't match his Defensive Player of the Year type of talent in 2019 that he had in 2020. But I still believe in him to be a top 5 cornerback, but there's still questions to rise. Are the Patriots set in stone on receiving a first-round pick for him, or are they willing to take a day 2 pick? Third-rounders, fourth-rounders, fifth-rounders, sixth-rounders, whatever it is, the price is definitely going to come into effect. But the Giants, a team that's already got a great defense and a great secondary, they don't necessarily need Stephon Gilmore, but you could look at it the same way in the draft. They didn't need Kadrius Toney yet. Why not make the position even better? This Giants team, to me, what do you have to lose to trade for Stephon Gilmore? Trader Dave accumulated a lot of draft capital this year to put a team in this position to make a trade if they wanted to do so. Giants right now got to pick in every single round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 2 in the first, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. To me, I'm offering the Patriots somewhere around the realm of a third rounder and a fourth rounder. That way I still have all 7 picks plus an additional first rounder. And I lost a third and fourth on the potential of a top 5 cornerback in the league to accompany James Bradbury, top 10 corner, to accompany an athletic Adoree Jackson, to accompany Jabril Peppers, Logan Ryan, and up front you got Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Blake Martinez, Aziza Jewelry. This team's going to be stacked on defense if you add Stephon Gilmore. It's already good. The only concern is, and this isn't really a huge concern, but I'm just saying, if the Giants trade for Stephon Gilmore and everyone on the team's healthy, Saquon doesn't go down again, you got Kenny Golladay, Kadrius Toney, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, John Ross, Evan Ingram, Kyle Rudolph, then everyone on the defense is just named, no injuries happen, and Daniel Jones still can't get this team to the playoffs. I don't care what happened. There are zero excuses. You have to move off of Daniel Jones, and that's not a bad thing. It confirms that Stephon Gilmore being out of this team really confirms this should be a playoff team. And if Daniel Jones still can't get the job done, then you need to move off of him. It's kind of a waste of a year because Stephon Gilmore only being on a 1-year deal, you really wanted to put him on a team that could really make a run for it. And the Giants can't do that. That hurts, but I think it's worth the risk. If the Giants, Dave Gettleman, Joe Judge, Jason Garrett, if they truly look at this team and truly believe in Daniel Jones and say, this is our guy, he's going to take the next step forward. He's not going to be the worst quarterback in the league anymore. He's legitimately going to lead us to a division title, take us to the playoffs. The rest of the roster will do the rest. Then you go for it. You make the trade. It all depends how much you believe in this kid, Daniel Jones. To me, like I said, if you're a team out there that, even if you don't need a corner, Giants, like I said, they don't need a corner by any means. James Bradbury's top 10. Adoree Jackson is as good as you could get as a cornerback number 2, in my opinion. So they don't need him, but I'm just saying, why not? You got the draft capital. You believe you're a playoff team. Why not go over the top, cherry on top on this team and become, right now I think the Giants are, safe to say, top 10 defense with upside of being top 5 defense. I've been saying this about a lot of teams, but, these teams someone's going to have an injury. Someone's not going to live up to the hype, and therefore those teams that I think have top 5, someone's obviously not going to make it. But I do think this Giants team have a top 5 upside. You add Stephon Gilmore. Who's to say they don't have a top 3 upside? That's the type of player he is. Again, he's not coming off the best year ever by any means, but Stephon Gilmore, he's still got gas in the tank. In 2019, he won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think people understand how hard that is. 9 times out of the 10, Defensive Player of the Year is going to go to a pass rusher. Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt, whoever it is. It's rare for a cornerback to get it, so Stephon Gilmore's special. Again, is he going to be the number 1 cornerback in the league again? Probably not, but can he be top 5, right around the realm of Jalen Ramsey, Jair Alexander, Xavier Howard, Tre'Davious White, Marlon Humphrey, Marshawn Lattimore? I think he could be in that realm, and therefore I think you got to make a trade. And like I said, it depends on the cost. Is he going to cost you first rounder? Screw that, forget the idea, whatever. But if he's going to cost you only your third or fourth picks, both of which you have extras of, or maybe a second and a fifth, somewhere around that price, I don't know exactly. If it's cheap enough, you made these trades for a reason to possibly make another blockbuster trade, and therefore I think it's worth it. Trader Dave, Trader Dave, get moving, make another trade, take this team to the next level. I'd love to see it happen. I'd love to see you maybe trade it for a quarterback. Is Aaron Rodgers on the market? But that's not going to happen. He can't afford him. And I do think they're going to get Daniel Jones another shot. But besides the point, to me, yes, the Giants should trade for Stephon Gilmore. It would just take this team to the next level on offense. Like I said, I have my questions on the offensive line, which is unfortunate to give Daniel Jones every weapon he has and say there's no excuse for you to not go to the next level yet. Don't really address his offensive line in the offseason whatsoever for the most part. So I'm not the biggest fan of that move, but still, it's not like it's the worst in the league where he can't get it done. The offensive line, they're not throwing the 11 picks over 14 games or whatever it was for Daniel Jones. It's like touchdown to picks was like, I think, 11 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, something awful this year. The ratio was not good. Offensive line, that's not completely their fault. Again, am I a fan of the O-line? No, but it's not an absolute excuse where, O-line is bad, now we got to give Daniel Jones another shot after this year. No, this is his year. He does have the weapons no matter what. He has to at least see improvement. Kenny Golladay, he's your number one gulp and get it guy. Kadrius Toney, he's your playmaker, yards after catch. John Ross, I don't know what to expect out of him, but he's a wild card player that can really throw off some defenses. You got a pretty decent slot duo in Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton. Someone between the tight end positions is going to step up. Even Evan Ingram is going to fix his hands, or you got reliable hands in Kyle Rudolph. Saquon Barkley, top 5 running back in the league, arguably when he's healthy. These things got to add up to wins somewhere along the line. Defense, already mentioned it. You add Stephon Gilmore, there is zero excuses. A lot of people like Joe Judge. A lot of people like Trader Dave. A lot of people like Jason Garrett, having the inside on the Cowboys, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people like this roster. The question is Daniel Jones. I know this is a Stephon Gilmore video, but as we all know, Stephon Gilmore or not, we need to see Daniel Jones make the jump. And if the Giants are saying, look, Daniel Jones, we'll probably realize he's not going to be our guy, then I wouldn't make the trade for Stephon Gilmore. At that point, you might be giving yourself an extra win and hurting your draft picks in the following year as to where you will be placed. But, I don't want them to just tank, if you guys know what I mean. But to me, if you believe in Daniel Jones, I'm making a trade for Stephon Gilmore, an all-pro corner that I feel like could be dealt for relatively cheap. I don't think he's going to cost a first-round pick. There's a chance he might not even cost a second-round pick. I'm thinking you can look into day 2, day 3 picks for sure. We'll just have to see, though. As always, guys, I do want to hear your opinion. Do you agree or disagree that the Giants should trade for Stephon Gilmore? I mean, a couple other videos on teams trade for Stephon Gilmore. Pretty much the answer is yes for everyone. I just don't see the reason not to. He's that type of player. He will change your defense for the better, for good, in my opinion. But as always, like I said, comment down below your thoughts. And referring back to the question of the day, as far as what do you think the Giants' record will be, I want to hear from you guys. From what I think, assuming Stephon Gilmore isn't there, looking at this current roster, I would guess anywhere between 7 and 10 wins, 7-10 to 10-7. That's kind of a big range, but Daniel Jones has a big range as to far what he could do. I just don't know. Rookie year, he threw for something like 24 touchdowns, something like that, and then next year he threw, I think, under like 12 or 11. Something awful. It just doesn't make sense, and therefore I can't give a pinpoint guess and be confident in that, but a 7 to 10 win range, I feel relatively confident in. As always, guys, truly appreciate it. Thank you for watching. 2-minute warning.